All right, we all know face masks have become part of our daily lives amid COVID-19, but there are some common mistakes that are made when wearing them.
Absolutely. Dr. Mary Clifton is a personal health and safety expert, and I had the chance to talk to her about those mistakes we're making and how to fix them. Face masks have certainly become part of our daily lives in the age of COVID-19, but there are common mistakes that are made when wearing them. Dr. Mary Clifton is a personal health and safety expert, and she's joining us to talk about these mistakes and how to fix them. I know many of us have probably been guilty of some of these, Doctor. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me back, Kara.
So some of the most common mistakes that you've seen, tell us about those and why they're such a big deal.
The most common mistake I see is people using a mask that is not particularly effective, using a single layer of fabric or a fabric that is loosely woven, such as a scarf or a bandana, is not going to be effective at preventing a viral spread. So finding a mask that has the 3 layers of tightly woven fabric, particularly when the fabric is infused with additional technology, that was all reinforced by the Duke research that was recently published. That's very helpful. And also people need to have a mask that fits well. I see so many people with a mask that's a little too small and they have their nose pooching out over the top, or they're always tugging at it to try to make it comfortable, or the mask is too big and then there's gaps and they don't have a way to individualize that fit. So finding an effective and well-fitting mask is important.
Right, you were just showing some video of the Boomer Naturals masks that you're involved with, and I do notice that it's sometimes hard to keep them over the nose. So they have certain masks that are cut a little differently. Does that help, and does it make it more comfortable?
Oh, absolutely. They have masks that are better for the littles, for the kiddos, and then other ones that fit people with a larger jaw structure. And some of the masks also have a built-in, little clip over the nose and the ear loops that are adjustable. But the best way to check for the fit of the mask is to just wear it, make sure that it fits over the nose and the mouth, because the virus enters and exits the body through both of those face holes. And then loop it over both ears and get it sitting on your facial structures, and then just lean into the mirror. If you see the mask cave in like that when you inhale, then you're breathing nice, fresh, filtered air, and that's going to be the most protective. Even if there's a tiny gap, and a small amount of virus gets through a tiny gap and you do get sick, you should have a smaller inoculum, and that's going to help you to have a less severe course of infection. So getting a mask that fits well on your facial structures and that allows you to inhale through the filter rather than through a lot of gaps and holes is going to be a much better mask for you.
Comfort is such a big deal. I know a lot of the kids don't want to have to wear the masks all day at school. They obviously need to. Some tips on that. And also, a lot of people are preferring the gaiters. Are those okay?
I think I would prefer the 3 layers in the mask, because some of the gaiters I just don't have I'm not absolutely convinced that you're getting that triple layer efficacy. You just have to check with the manufacturer. But the 3 layers are great. I love Boomer too, because they also have the nano silver infusion, and that is even more effective at blocking and trapping tiny particles so that you don't inhale them. So having a comfortable mask so that you're not always taking it on and off is helpful, and then having that great efficacy. And then you can just wear it, and if you're in between places, or if you're in a place that's not particularly crowded outdoors, just wear it like a beard. And then when you're ready to go into an enclosed space, or you're moving toward a crowd, you can just go ahead and reposition it, and then you're all set. But it is difficult to get used to. I mean, I've been wearing masks on and off for 25 years in my medical practice. You never quite get used to wearing it and comfortable, but it does provide me that added level of security and protection that I really appreciate when I'm in an enclosed space, or especially if I hear someone cough or sneeze, and I think about how one sneeze can fill a room with enough virus to infect everybody in just under 12 minutes.
Yeah.
As we move into the fall and winter, it'll be nice to have a high quality, effective product like this one.
So let's say you're wearing your mask. I know a lot of us might be guilty of this, is you leave it in the car or you leave it on the counter, you're running out the door. How should we be storing them, and how often do you need to clean them? What's the best way to do that?
Well, it's better to store them in paper because paper doesn't allow the virus to live on it for more than 24 hours. So a paper bag is much better storage than a plastic bag where the virus may live for up to a week, potentially even longer. I like to keep a little stack, a half a dozen or so, next to the door with my hand sanitizer and my keys, so I can grab all of it and go. And then I always have one or two in the process of drying on the, on the handles in my kitchen or over my drying rack from the washing machine. You can hand wash your masks or you can run them through the washing machine, whichever you prefer. But having several of them just allows you to maintain that cleanliness. And it allows you to have sort of a re-entry into the house in a very safe way. So when you get home, you can kick off your shoes, go straight to the sink, wash your mask, and at the same time, you're washing your hands. Yeah. And then you're all clean and ready to re-enter your virus-free household.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing some information with us and where people can get them. You can just go online to Boomer Naturals as far as the product that you're looking at and be assured that it has the right level of protection.
Yes, ma'am. You can also go to CVS and they're available at all the CVSs in addition to boomernaturals.com.
Okay, great. Dr. Mary Clifton, thank you so much for being with us.
All right, you're going to want to stay tuned for a fantastic and colorful meal that's going to satisfy all of your early fall cravings.
And it's pretty easy to put together, too. Maybe you're going to make it tonight. Grace Vallow standing by. We'll be right back.